Hey everyone, it's Waffle, and today I'm showcasing a Cold-Bloodedness Viessa build. Essentially, this build is all about cycling through your abilities while maintaining the Cold-Bloodedness effect from the second ability, because it reduces your skill costs and cooldown for its duration. So, real quick, I'll briefly show the max DPS build, the build shown in the intro, and then I'll show the other build for comfort play. And then this is the other set, different modules and components. So, why the Blue Beetle? To be honest, the weapon isn't too important on this build, as you'll mostly be spamming your abilities. So if you don't want to spend hours on the Blue Beetle, you don't have to. However, what makes the Blue Beetle special is that when you cast a fusion skill, which 3 of Viessa's basic abilities are, it will trigger the Arcane Energy buff for a 30% skill crit chance. I built the weapon, used Catalyst and Energy Activator, and it performs alright. I'm sure there are better weapons, but we're mainly just using it for its unique ability. Do keep in mind you do need the weapon and 4 copies, so 5 in total, in order to fully maximize the Blue Beetle's effectiveness, because as you upgrade the Blue Beetles with duplicates, its unique ability gets enhanced. Take a look at these screenshots to see the difference between a single copy and a maxed out one. And now we'll move on to the Descendant Modules. We're mainly focused on building cooldown reduction and damage increasing modules. So first, the Cold-Bloodedness perk in the sub-attack module. It's just personal preference, but I went with long distance maneuvering to grapple onto bosses further away. Make sure to use a catalyst on it to get an extra 5 capacity when you max it out. MP conversion, highest cooldown, although it reduces mana, the scaling is too high to not use. Nimble Fingers, just raw cooldown reduction. And then the 4 crit modules. And then focus on Chill for chill skill power and cooldown. Increased HP for just raw HP. Spear and Shield for a little bit of defense, but it's mainly for the skill power. And the reason why it's not fully upgraded is to leave the flex slots available, as one of my modules isn't catalyzed. And then maximize conservation to reduce skill cost. And although it reduces skill power modifier, Viessa's base modifiers are very high, so it's reducing your damage by very minimal amounts. And if you noticed, we didn't use an attack type module that increases skill modifier, and that's because Viessa already has high modifier, with the exception of her passive. And if you want more damage over mana, you can swap out Maximize Conservation for Dangerous Ambush for more raw skill power. And then if you catalyze this last spot, you can actually upgrade the Spear and Shield to max. Or if you want, you can also swap Spear and Shield for range if you feel like the boss is walking out of your ultimate, because it is very small. For the reactor, you'll want a legendary reactor for more skill power scaling. I have the Blue Beetle reactor, but you can use whatever is your main weapon that you already invested into. I'm not sure what's the best, I just went with whatever I got, which was chill and tech bonus. I'm sure skill attack versus Colossus, or skill crit rate or damage could be good. For the components, if you want burst or max DPS, you can run the Slayer Slet like I did for solo bossing. But for comfort play, I'd recommend using Polar Knight, Auxiliary, and Sensor for the 2-set bonus of chill power, and the Annihilation Memory and Processor for skill duration. They are all main stat HP too. I'm just using these two as temporary until I farm that set, because the substats matter a lot. For the auxiliary, you'll want HP survivability, then MP out of combat. So whenever a phase happens or when you run out of mana, you'll recover it very fast out of combat. For the sensor, you'll want max MP and MP recovery in combat. MP recovery in combat works similarly to shield, in that if you don't get hit while in combat, you will restore mana slowly. For the memory, you want defense and MP recovery modifier to amplify your mana recovery. And for the processor, you'll want max shields and shield recovery, so you'll get more shields and it'll regen a little bit faster. And that's about it. I wanted to try the Secret Garden because it gives skill power the more stacks you have. However, it's only at a 50% chance trigger rate at max, so I went with the Blue Beetle since it's more consistent. If you have any questions, let me know. Peace out and have fun.